Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's about 90 degrees right now at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's gonna get to about 93. Humidity, you could cut it like a knife. Really humid. I'm gonna attempt to install my Mercedes W212 E350 brake pads and rotors for the back. I'm not really looking forward to it because this will be the first time that I'm actually doing rotor changes too, and I've never done it before on this car. I've done brake pads on this before. It's very easy, but every time I jack up the car, the Mercedes, I get worried because my jack is only rated at like 1.5 tons. If you guys ever own a Mercedes, you'll know they weigh a ton or 2 or 3. They're very heavy. And I have in my past had a very hinky jack where it moved around and stuff. I might have to use my jacks this time and maybe put some wood behind the wheels so it doesn't roll forward or backwards. Because you can't put on the emergency brake, because if you do, you won't be able to take the rotor off. You know what I mean? So I'm going to try not to sweat today. I'm already sweating. This is not a good sign. I don't even know if I really should do this, but you know what? I don't really need to drive the car anytime soon, so just gonna do it. Gotta find the rubber part where you can put the jack on. It's a little unstable, so I've got my jack stands out. Definitely gonna put them both on each side. I'm just gonna take this slow. See what I'm talking about, man? Alright. It's in the hole. That's good. See, they have this thing here to tell you where it is, and also I think you can take this cover off and there's like another area where you can put the stock jack on there, but stock jack sucks. It's even more dangerous than this one. So I'm gonna just jack this up until the wheel's not quite off the ground yet, because you want to loosen the lug nuts. That's about it. Now the lug nuts. Got my impact with a 11/16 socket. Boy, I might have to get a breaker bar out. It's really on there. Yep, breaker bar it is. So as you can see, I got the wheel off the ground. But this car is so low that even your jack stands won't fit in there. I mean, it looks pretty vertical and perpendicular. So I'm just gonna put the jacks on underneath the suspension when I get the wheel off. Hopefully it doesn't tilt off by the time I take it off. Not quite NASCAR, but camera keeps going off because it's so hot. There we go. Now I'll try to find a spot over here to put the, man, that suspension is really low too. Here's a joint right there, put right there. Gotta remove this clip. It was easier before. Retaining clip. It's these two stoppers in the back here, and then you could feel what kind of bolt it is to remove this bolt from that area there. T45 Torx, the back of this. How about that, huh? So far so good. That's it. I just jinxed it. I'm gonna loosen these two. I'm gonna pry this off. Go. I'm gonna hang this thing with a bungee cord so it doesn't put pressure on the brake line. I'm carefully taking out the sensor, and this is what I always mess up. So I'm gonna take it out very carefully this time and remove it from this. I want to try to reuse it because I don't have an extra. There we go. I think that's pretty good. I hope it still works. So when the metal, the rotor, starts rubbing this part out, it touches this, which gives you a sensor reading light, brake needs replacing light on your dash. So this is very important. Sometimes you mess this up, you gotta go buy them. So that's another delay. These are the old pads, see? They look semi-metallic actually, not the ceramic ones. Because I'm also changing the rotors, I have to take this bracket off. I had a tough time getting those big bolts to be loose. I had to use this big wrench here. But if you take a look right there, it's two 17 millimeter or 18 millimeter, sorry. And it's finally moving, thank goodness. Okay, now I'm really sweating, but looks like everything's going okay. I've never done the rotors before on this car, so this is interesting. There we go. As you can see, these bolts have Loctite on them. There's the bracket. Looks to be in good shape. Just have to make sure the orientation's correct. It's on like that. And now I have to try to get the rotor off. Good luck, Henry. Oh, shut up. To get the rotor off, you gotta take this little Torx bolt out. and you should be able to bang it right out. As long as you don't strip this bolt. It's such a tiny little Torx, you know, for something that needs so much torque down pressure. And I don't know if that does anything, you know what I mean? I wonder if I have to remove that. I might have to go check some videos. So I was watching a couple of videos and it says that you could actually just put this in a couple of threads and just lightly tap it and it'll come loose. Not really. Do extreme sides. Not budging at all. I've been trying to remove this rotor for a while. I had to watch some videos, and even though I am replacing this rotor, I didn't want to bang on the back here because it would ruin this rotor. In case I couldn't get it off, it would be completely trashed, you know what I mean? So then I watched a bunch of other videos where they have like a bolt where you put in the back and you screw it and you just basically pushing it out. And then I saw a guy just putting penetrating oil all over the place. I mean, you are going to wash it all off with brake fluid. So anyway, I didn't want to break it just in case I needed it again, you know. So I basically just went like this in between and knocked it a few times with the sledgehammer like that. Look at that. Awesome. Don't breathe in this brake dust. Cause cancer. Not like anything else won't. Just gonna wash this entire brake assembly with some brake cleaner from my friends over at Lucas Oil Products. Relatively clean though. Not bad at all. Here's my brake pads. And it gets it from CarQuest, but I ordered it on eBay. Here's my new rotor. My friend Andy Gobby from the UK told me that I need to spray brake cleaner all over this rotor because it comes with a some kind of a lubricant on it to keep it, you know, not rusty or unrusty, whatever. That's nice. This cost $30. Shipped. It's pretty cool. Just want to make sure that it's perfect, you know. I guess they said that I needed to change it because of these grooves in it, and it wears in the thickness. But honestly, I don't think you needed to. Otherwise, you would have failed me in inspection. Just compare the width. Obviously, you're not going to see a difference with the naked eye. But if you have like measuring meter or whatever, actually the old one looks thicker. Either way, 30 bucks for a rotor, it's not bad. And they don't feel oily to me, but I will wipe them down with some brake cleaner. gonna adjust the parking brake a little bit, because after time it shrinks down. Because you have a new one now, you want it to come out more. And I think I just made it too tight because it won't go on. I'm gonna back it back out again, just so it barely fits. And now it goes on. I'm gonna line up that hole again. Where is it? There it is, right there. So this prevents it from moving out of the way, so that your holes are perfectly matched up. Before I tighten this, I want to center it and make sure the lug nuts go in freely. And they do. Let me get the brake pads ready. I'm going to replace this bracket on here. So far so good, you know. I haven't had any major complications, you know. Sometimes you do something, I mean, it's just a nightmare, you know what I mean? This ain't too bad so far. Yes, I probably just jinxed it again. Next, we're going to put the brake pads onto the caliper and compress the piston down with a clamp. Got a breaker bar to torque these two bolts down because they're supposed to be very tight. And I can't get to it because my adapter is too short. That's what she said. I'm going to place the brake pad, the back part of it, onto the Okay, I've removed the jacks, lowered the car a little bit so that the wheels now touch the ground. I'm going to torque these down. Wait, I'm going this way, right? I got to lower it a little bit more so the wheels are not spinning. There we go. And there we go. Right rear brakes and rotors finished. I'm gonna do the next one, the other side tomorrow. But basically, I'm just gonna do the same exact thing. So all in all, Mercedes-Benz of Huntington wanted to charge me $1,300 for a new battery, a new air filter, and to change my rear rotors and brake pads. Okay, $1,300. I spent $200 on the battery. Yes, I went through a lot of trouble, a day's worth of headaches, but nevertheless, $200 for the battery. We found out that the air filter, while I could get it for $30, they wanted to charge me $77. We found out that the air filter doesn't really need cleaning because it was fine. Rear brakes. I bought brake pads for $30 and $65 for the 2 rotors plus tax. So brakes and rotors, $100. Battery, $200. What did I spend? $300. And they wanted to charge me $1,300. Never get your stuff done at the dealership because they'll steal you so that you have moths coming out of your pockets. That is if you can do it yourself. Now look, if I could do it myself, I'll do it. Stuff that I can't do myself, I'll save my money to pay them to do that. Get it? But if you could do it yourself, why overpay $1,000 at the dealership? You know what I mean? Anyway, I've only done the right side because look, I was taking it easy. I was trying to get stuff done, go in and relax in the garage in front of the fan a little bit, have something to drink, wipe my sweat, and come back. I had to do that like 20 times today. So all in all, this right side brake pad and rotor job took me about 2 hours. Theoretically, if it was nice and comfortable weather, I'd be done in about 40 minutes or something like that, you know? That's great. Check it out. Brake pads, new rotor. Fantastic. Anyway, I'm glad to have got it done. Not that I know if it works or not, but we'll find out tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow will be a much nicer, cooler day so I can do the left side, but it's essentially the same exact thing, minus the sensor. There's only one sensor per rear, one sensor in the front, and I took care of that today. Hopefully I don't need to go buy a new sensor because sometimes they're very finicky, you know. You take it out, put it back in, even though you didn't break anything, it won't work. But I cleaned it with brake fluid or something like that, and it should be okay. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on today's brake and rotor job on a 2012 W212 Mercedes-Benz E350 4MATIC V6 naturally aspirated gas sedan. We'll see you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.